Hey, my mic's not even on. I love it.
Way to go.
How's it going,
Now,
everybody?
is mine on?
I just turned my mic on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if your mic's on.
Yeah, mine's going.
Well, I was talking and didn't have the mic on. So, here we go again. Thanks for hanging out. How about drawings? I'm Seth. Andrew's here, friend of the show. Pete is here. In apparently two places. Some sort of witchcraft. Just in time for the holiday. Is it weird to refer to Halloween as a holiday? Like, I know it's a holiday, but it doesn't seem...
Anything's weird if you point it out like that.
But, yeah, so I'm just drawing. Andrew's playing
Why am I not?
Super Mario Galaxy, courtesy of Super Mario All-Stars. As you can see, that's on our Twitch channel. I do not have a link in the chat, but you can find that down below. And in the description, along with all our other social media stuff.
Tell me your secret, you little monster.
What?
I'm talking to a thing.
To a fictional computer-generated character? What do I want to do here? But yeah, I'm just doing a Drawloween prompt. We have Hack-O-Lantern today. I think this is why Pete stopped commenting on my side. I think it's because I made fun of him about being in two places.
Pete's over here commenting to me, telling me that I'm apparently doing war crimes.
For what?
Because this little goober said he had the secret and he wasn't going to tell me. And so I was force feeding him bullshit. Wow, I can open all of these.
Oh, this sucks.
Jack, get down.
I have an idea, but I don't know how to execute. Hack-O-Lantern.
Jack, get down. I can't see.
Jack-O-Lantern. Oh wait, no, that's a real thing. So I mentioned we watched The Lighthouse last night.
Mm-hmm. How'd that go?
I think it's a little esoteric for me. I think it's a put together movie. I think it's great acting. I think the cinematography is good. This sucks.
I agree. Your opinion does suck.
I haven't seen it yet. Maybe my opinion sucks. You can't say that.
I know Kyle hated it. I'm really interested to see it.
I think it's a good movie that is just
Get fucked, Toad.
a little too much for me. I was saying that I don't think it's really... It's like, I think Amazon said it was drama, psychological thriller, and horror. And I think it's like purely psychological. Like there wasn't too much horror for me. It's like weird and unsettling. Did you ever watch Mulholland Drive?
No.
It reminded me of that, and just kind of like that surrealism of David Lynch. I almost said Kanan Lynch. It kind of reminded me of that, but it was just kind of too much for me. I usually like
It's
that
on Prime,
stuff.
isn't it?
Yes, that's where I watched it.
I might try and watch it.
That's why I mentioned it last night. I didn't know if you would try and shove it in. I know you were playing Layers of Fear, but I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm interested in it. Like I said, Kyle said he watched it and hated it, which only made me want to watch it more.
Yeah, a friend of mine said he really liked it, and I was interested in it and heard good things about it. And again, it's a well put together movie. It really is, but I'm not sure if it was really for me. What do I want to do here? Oh man, I can't do any of this, dude. This is not a good day for drawing.
I watched since I have Chiller or Shutter.
Better, you hardly know her.
Heyo, for at least through the month. I watched a movie called Scare Me. That was a lot of fun. It's about two writers that are like trapped in a well, no, they're not trapped. They're like in cabins out in some.
I know, out in the woods. It's a horror movie.
Well, they're not in the woods. It's not really a horror. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's a comedy. They're trapped in where the power goes out and they're in a cabin.
What am I doing? I can't draw today.
They decide to spend the night telling scary stories to each other.
Like scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yeah, but it's really interesting because it's almost entirely like a 2-actor play. A third actor like there's an actor at the very beginning. There's like one character at the very beginning and the very end, and then there's a guy that shows up in the middle. But for the most part, it's just these 2 actors just kind of like playing off of each other.
That's what The Lighthouse is.
They act out these stories, and there's a lot of like really interesting stuff where like as they tell the stories and they're acting it out, it'll play like sound effects and stuff to kind of like heighten their act and stuff. It was really, really interesting. It was really fun. The ending was a little like I knew where it was going and it went there, but I was just kind of like, we could have, I don't know. It just felt like obvious. I don't know what else they would do, but it was just like, it has to go somewhere because there isn't really a plot. It's just they tell stories to each other. It has to have some kind of plot to end.
So were you interested? What movie were you interested in watching, Pete? I think I saw that. I don't know if we were still talking about Lighthouse or if you mentioned that when Andrew said Scream. Or what was your movie? Scare Me.
Scare Me. Scream.
Scream. I mentioned I was watching like a little Freakazoid video today, and I mean there's so much good stuff in there. There's just a part where Freakazoid, like, he's like, Dexter Douglas is turning into Freakazoid. His cat's like sitting next to him, and so when Freakazoid shows up, you just like watch him transform for like 3 seconds, and then Freakazoid shows up, and he's just like, kitty. It's so good.
I quote Freakazoid stuff all the time without really realizing that I'm quoting Freakazoid.
That's what it's from.
Mm-hmm. Now I can read the storybook.
Yeah, no, Pete, I would recommend The Lighthouse. You know, if you're interested in watching it, it's certainly something to watch. I make fun of myself all the time because these are the movies I like to see, and so I come to Kirsten. I'm just like, hey, you want to watch a movie? And then we watch it, and I'm just like, man, how come I always pick the weird movies?
I was talking about this recently to myself because I was bored at work, and I was just thinking about, I don't remember what it was that we talked about, and I was just like, I don't understand Seth's opinion, because this is what I do at work. I have conversations with myself. I feel like I know you, and then there are just times where I'm like, Seth will love this, and then you hate it. Or there's times where like, Seth would hate this, and you're like, yeah, I didn't mind it. I'm just like, I don't know what your standards are anymore, dude.
Dude, that's how I am about Kirsten. Every time I find like a video game, and I'm like, okay, she likes this and this and this and this and this. And then I find a game and it has all that stuff, and I put it in front of her, and she'll like play it, and she'll be like, I don't care for it. It's like, okay, but like, you like these things, but I guess not all together. And it's always so hard to just be like, I feel like you would like this, and then she just doesn't. But it apparently checks off all the boxes in my opinion for her.
Looks like you just don't know your wife.
I don't know if you don't know your life. If you don't know your an unknown wife is an unknown life. I think that's what they say. So Pete was asking thoughts on Animaniacs returning. Here's the thing. I watched the first trailer, the Jurassic Park
What the
one.
hell, Pete? What happened to chatting in my thing?
You felt bad.
You traitor.
Don't tell Andrew about the PayPal. I watched the first Jurassic Park trailer, and I was surprised at how much I kind of enjoyed it. I watched the second one today. I'm at a weird spot, and maybe this goes back to what Andrew was saying. You watched the second trailer, right, Andrew?
Yep, and I'm at a weird spot, but I guess I'm at the same spot I was with the first trailer. It's just, we'll talk about it. Anyway, you were saying?
I assume I will watch it.
I have no reason not to. Shit, I coughed.
I guess that's my thought too. I just don't have a reason not to. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look like a cheap grab. It feels like it's returning with something to say. Would you agree?
I guess I don't know if it feels like it's returning with something to say, and I guess this is semantics, but I feel like it's returning with awareness of what it is.
But it doesn't feel like it's like people liked Animaniacs. Let's just bring that back. It feels like they know, like you said, what it is. Like they're bringing Animaniacs back because they have Animaniacs scripts.
Yeah.
As opposed to just being like, what's something people liked?
I mean, it definitely is coming back because it's something that people like, but I also feel like it's something where we can do something with this, but it knows it's a show that's coming back because it's something that people like.
And I guess that's also a benefit for Animaniacs where it can get away with that approach. But I guess I think it feels the clips in the second trailer, and I mean even the first trailer, felt like Animaniacs to me. It didn't feel out of place.
In the second trailer?
I would actually kind of say both.
Cool. The second trailer didn't really do anything for me. It was fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It just...
I think the second trailer worked maybe against me a tiny bit. Not in a way that I wouldn't watch it. Yeah, the first trailer, the Jurassic Park trailer was like an actual... It felt like a skit. Whereas the second trailer was just kind of like, here's clips of the show.
Blow my nose.
Posted. I'm just such like a... I'm sure it's a nostalgia thing. And honestly, after we were talking about Freakazoid and kind of me revisiting that for a little bit, I wonder how I would approach a Freakazoid reboot. You know, are they just something that is part of my childhood and that kind of childhood zeitgeist I have?
I guess I would say I don't feel like, in my case, I don't feel like I'm vulnerable to that, because a lot of stuff that, like, people are like, oh, I remember that as a kid. I'm like, yeah, it's garbage. I've gone and tried to revisit a bunch of stuff. Damn it. And it didn't work for me. Really? You're not gonna let me turn the camera?
But I think things have too.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
I hate
I don't
everything
think
I'm
that-
drawing today.
I don't think that's the thing that's gonna get me in there.
No, I'm
I
not
also
saying
do
it would
not
get me
like
in there.
Pinky in the Brain.
I don't care for Pinky in the Brain. I didn't care for Pinky in the Brain growing up. I didn't care.
Yeah, I've never liked it.
I don't care
know
for their
people
skits
love it.
in Animaniacs. But I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that my childhood appreciation of Animaniacs is making me want to watch the reboot. I'm actually saying it's kind of the opposite, where it is what it is and what it was, and I don't.
What it be?
And I don't necessarily need more of that now. Nor do I think it would hit me as well now. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, I feel like, I don't know. I'm worried about it. I assume I'll watch it. It will probably be fine. I think watching the second trailer, there was things in it that, again, I would say it felt like Animaniacs. It didn't feel like something alien or new or just using the Animaniacs name. But there's something weird about, like, okay, I'm specifically thinking about the tablet joke.
Yeah.
And there's something
Sorry, go ahead.
there's something about the tablet joke that I think feels Animaniacs-y.
For the sake of Pete, who did not watch it, tell him the tablet joke.
I don't know who even had it. Probably, I want to say the doctor.
It was Yakko.
Well, but I mean, who gave him the tablet or whatever. But anyways, Yakko gets a tablet, and they make I'm going to butcher this joke. They make a joke about the pun on, hey, a computer tablet and a medical tablet, like a pill. And so he takes it like a pill. And I don't think that's alien for Animaniacs. What is alien for Animaniacs to me is seeing that technology. And it just feels weird. The joke doesn't feel out of place for me. But the fact that that was not a thing hits me weird for some reason. Does this make sense at all?
I mean, I get what you're saying. I just don't get I don't know.
What bothers me about it?
Because I guess for me...
What are your thoughts? I keep talking in circles, and I honestly don't know. To answer your questions, my thoughts on Animaniacs returning, I love Animaniacs. I'll watch it. I'm sure it will be fine. I'm sure I'll laugh at spots. I've laughed at some spots in the trailers. If I didn't have Hulu, I don't know if I would really be like, oh, I gotta watch Animaniacs. Like, I can't, we gotta get Hulu so I can watch Animaniacs. I wouldn't do that. But I also, Animaniacs to me is caught in the 90s. And I don't necessarily need it to come to 2020. But you say your thoughts, Andrew. Maybe
my turn now, or
maybe that'll jog something loose for me.
is it really my turn now?
Hey,
I am well aware.
You like to talk too.
So specifically on that joke, god damn it. Specifically on that joke, I saw an article mentioning that the new trailer was there, and they're like, Animaniacs comes back and it really updated for the modern era, and I hate that kind of stuff because all that means is they'll make a reference to streaming, or like, I have no problem with the references to modern stuff. I have a problem with the fact that everyone, and I know it's like clickbaity bullshit for articles, but like, it's just par for the course. If you're bringing back a property that existed in the 90s,
you're not going to ignore that.
It's going to be one of two things. It's either going to make a ton of jokes like Rocko's Modern Life did, and like Animaniacs is, and so on and so forth, where now everyone has cell phones, now Now you can stream bullshit. Even Futurama did it when it came back.
Right, and
they came back around the time that iPhones like really started going nuts, and so there was that whole episode about iPhones.
And the problem, can I jump in here, or do you want to go?
Well, you know what? I couldn't stop you if I wanted to, so
go. No, you really can. I just wanted to touch base on this Futurama point just to kind of help you with that, because I think that is also something. I remember when that came out, and I don't care for that episode either. But I remember when that episode came out, and everyone was complaining that like, it also doesn't help that it was like part of the Comedy Central reboot, and so everyone was just like, this isn't the same show, and I would disagree with that. I think early Futurama did that as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it had its fair share of unsubtle, on the nose puns and parodies and things like that. I think the problem with me for the app and the in the 90s, not even in the 90s.
Oh fuck, I forgot I got that.
In early Futurama and in that kind of time period, I'm going to just say pre-Apple. There were shows with parodies and satires and kind of calling things out. There's something to me about Apple. And I think what I tend to see in shows these days, and I'm sure are in shows that I like that I just don't remember, and you know, you watch a show once, or when was the last time you saw Animaniacs or even Freakazoid or even any of these things? You know, when was the last time I saw Futurama, let alone early Futurama, Fox Futurama? So perhaps all this stuff that I'm complaining about is there, and it was just something that at the time I didn't care, so now I don't, you know, I am fondly remembering it, as opposed to now where it's a little more annoying or frustrating or apparent. But there's something to me about Apple and company parody today that feels maybe a bit too on the nose. Like, Apple is too much of a household name that it feels maybe a little too forced for me. Do you see where I'm coming from? Freakazoid, I felt parodied a lot of like. I mean, I guess it didn't parody a lot of tech stuff or anything like that, but there's. What was the big brand back then? Like, Apple is seemingly too big. Not that it's too big to attack in a parody or satire, but it's just like too noticeable. It's too pinpointed. As opposed to being like, here's like general tech commentary. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Okay, you can keep talking. It's really hard to pinpoint my thought here.
My thing isn't like a tech thing. It's just like modern. When you bring something back, you have to make references to the fact it's modern day. I don't give a shit that they're talking about Apple. I don't give a shit that they're about Hulu. I don't give a shit if they're talking about Facebook. It's just the thing you do. And Animaniacs is a show that made reference to the time it was in, so it's fine. There was just something. Like, Animaniacs, more than most shows, made reference to the time that it was in. That's what the show was. It was a parody of the 90s and 90s pop culture. That's all the show was.
Yeah.
That was its entire existence.
And that's why... Go ahead. Sorry.
And so, like, I don't mind... There's just something about, like, everyone being like, oh, it's updated for today. And it's just like, yeah, I guess, but that's what everything does. Because those shows fall into one of two categories. Like I said... You either get the show that makes a bunch of references to Netflix, Facebook, Tinder, I don't know, TikTok, whatever. Or you get a show that everyone's like, oh my god, it's like I'm watching the 90s. And then it's like a million references to the 90s. Or you get like Stranger Things, which is just like, it's made to be, it's not a revival, but it's like made to be a show about living in the 80s. And so everyone talks about Ghostbusters all the goddamn motherfucking time.
It's just 80s, it's just time period nostalgia.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's the same thing. I really hate that kind of stuff. My biggest thing when you talk about like time period nostalgia and all that, it's not really nostalgia, but when you watch a time, like something that is set in a certain time period, and they make a reference to the modern day, I fucking hate that. Mad Men does that, where they one point they were talking about like someone was pitching a show and they're like, it was the Twilight Zone.
And they're like, this would never be popular.
Yeah, and someone was like, oh, no one would ever watch that.
You hate that stuff.
Like, I fucking despise it. Like, I don't hate it. It like boils my blood to the point that I don't want to watch the show anymore because it's so lazy and stupid, and you're just supposed to be like, stupid 1960s cavemen.
Yeah.
Mad Men was the 30s? I don't care. Stupid whatever time period cavemen. You don't know nothing. What a bunch of caveman dummies. Ugh, am I right? And I fucking despise that shit. I hate it. It pulls me out of the show, and for something that is trying so hard, like Mad Men, for example, did, to be a part of that time period, all it does is remind me that I'm not watching something from that time. It's so stupid. This is dumb. I hate this.
I hate this.
Deal?
I have something in my head, and I can't put it on paper.
This swimming sucks. This is still better than anything that Sunshine did. Swimming in Sunshine was absolute hell. Where's this fucking eel?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll watch it. We have Hulu. I'm interested in just like putting it on. I don't know if I'll watch all of it.
Fucking damn it.
I don't think, everybody always says that, oh, if you don't like,
oh, come on.
If you don't like the reboot or whatever, it's not like they're burning my Animaniacs DVDs. And that's true. And I think it kind of goes the other way too, where it's just like, why do I need to watch the new stuff? I still have my Animaniacs DVDs.
I guess people want to either be highly critical or highly defensive. You get one of two categories. And so for this kind of stuff where it's like, if they did make an awful Animaniacs show, I'm going to be upset. I'm not going to like,
I want it to be good.
The show, and I'm not going to be, but like, I like Animaniacs enough. God damn it. I like Animaniacs enough that it would upset me to learn that they made a bad version of the show.
I want it to be good, yeah.
Back and they just butchered it. That would suck for me because I am a fan.
And I want people to like it. And I want there to be good Animaniacs stuff. And I thought the Greek mythology bit will probably, that felt like a classic Animaniacs approach. I'm excited to see that. It's nice to hear all the voices again. But yeah,
I heard Yakko's voice around. He was a spokesperson for Honda. He played a cartoon guy in one of those car company. Maybe it was Carfax. Maybe it wasn't a car company. Maybe there was something where he played a cartoon guy.
I can't draw at all
because he's like, I'm the something guy and I'm knocking. God damn it, I hate this. Just let me kill this stupid eel.
Like I said, I was watching that Freakazoid thing, and he kind of mentioned something that I never really thought of.
What was this Freakazoid thing you were watching? You just said you watched some Freakazoid thing, and I thought
it was stupid. It was I wish I didn't. It was internet. I don't want to even say internet. I don't even want to say it was internet clickbait, but it was the same stuff we hate. But I ended up watching it where I was
Top
like,
10
it was like
jokes you never noticed.
It was something dumb like that. It was like 20 minutes of just like what you didn't know about Freakazoid.
I'll find myself every once in a while, especially when I'm doing stuff like.
And I clicked on it knowing that like this goes against every fiber of my being.
When I was organizing BattleCon, I watched that movie and then I still had more to do, so I was like, oh, I'll watch some Best of the Worst, and then I turned on Best of the Worst. And I was like, I still got some time. I'm still working on this. I'll watch their first Friday the 13th video. So I did that, and then I reached a stopping point with like 5 minutes left to the video. Or I only had like a little bit left after the video. So I like started something up, and I was like, well, I got a little bit of time left, but I don't want to sit down for another hour-long video, and I don't want to start something that I'm not going to finish. So I just like turned on one of those bullshit things, and I was just like, I don't know why I did this. Like, this
It's just, it was really just a way to like watch Freakazoid clips, like him go kitty 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 kitty, or when they talk about in like the first episode when he's like, everybody down. And so it was just kind of a way to watch that stuff. But he had mentioned that it was kind of ahead of its time. You know, it was canceled because older kids were watching it, and so toy conglomerates weren't getting, you know, the right target audience to market to. And so they just, you know, it was received well, just not by the target audience. And so they canceled it. And that's why the second season is a little different, where it probably shoots a little older, and it was aired later. But he had mentioned that Freakazoid would probably fit right at home on like an Adult Swim.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with that. And it's
I agree with that, but I would also say like I would not like the Adult Swim Freakazoid. Because much like bringing back a show from the 90s, 2000s, bringing back a children's show as an adult show, like they did with Ren and Stimpy, and there are other ones that they've done that I can't think of. I have zero interest in a Freakazoid that says, damn it, and accidentally hires a prostitute because he's too stupid to realize that he's hiring a prostitute.
I don't need that, but like, compare it to Harvey Birdman.
Yeah.
That is an Adult Swim.
Harvey Birdman, friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Harvey Birdman. But that is an adult show that isn't adult. Like, and I think Freakazoid would do well like that. Like, I don't need Rick and Morty Freakazoid. I don't need, you know, I guess all the Adult Swim shows I like are the ones that are just, I don't need to be sold adult cartoons. And I don't really have any interest in adult cartoons. Cartoons for adults is totally fine for me. And I think there's an important distinction there. Same thing with our opinions on quote unquote mature comics, or I guess mature anything. I want adult cartoons. I don't want mature cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
But I think an adult Freakazoid on an Adult Swim would fit in place very well, and I would even argue Animaniacs would fit well there too. I didn't watch the Ren and Stimpy reboot. I never even really cared. I never cared for Ren and Stimpy growing up either. I know I didn't care for the Rocko's. I didn't even watch the Rocko's Modern Life.
I watched the Netflix thing, and I thought there was something else. I thought it came back before but I watched a little Netflix movie. I mean, it was fine. I mean, it was.
But that wasn't that also? I mean, that was what you were saying, where it was like, remember the 90s? Like, that was a show that was still in the 90s, wasn't it?
No, it was a show that came to...
It was modernized?
Modernized. But it was like, they were like, I don't remember. They were like in space or something so like time didn't pass properly for them, and then they come back and they...
Okay, that sounds
As far
horrible.
as they were concerned, they were only gone so long or something. I don't remember the specifics. I remember it's a little more progressive. The like overall like plot of the little movie is very progressive. It deals with transgender. But it just, I mean, overall it was fine. I never really cared for Rocko's Modern Life.
I liked Rocko's Modern Life, but
I have not watched the Zim one. Partly because I don't know, I really like Zim. I think I was easy to watch. Good, and I was just like, yeah, I'll just watch this.
Zim feels like an Adult Swim show too. I mean, it's just that kind of lunacy that Adult Swim kind of has now.
What am I doing?
What do you think about? Shoot, gonna go with this. I do not know. Hey, I'm drawing a scarecrow. I don't want to get into it.
Good. I didn't want to hear it.
I don't care anymore. Oh, what was I gonna say? I don't know. I'll watch Animaniacs. I think it will probably be fine, like everything has been to me lately. But I don't think it needs to exist. But I think it feels a little better than some of the other shows that have come back and like, remember this? Like I said from the beginning, I feel like it was made. I mean, of course, Andrew's right in that it was made because it was popular, but I think it was also made to make Animaniacs. Do you think we'll get good? Here's a question for you. Are you excited for the updated 2020 good idea, bad idea computer jokes?
I guess so. I didn't know that they were doing good idea, bad idea.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of things in Animaniacs.
Like, I'd like to see good idea, bad idea again. I know people love Pinky in the Brain, and I have zero interest.
I don't care for Pinky in the Brain. I want more, like Randy Beatman or whatever, the kid who just like runs out of his house. And he's like, so anyways, so
yeah,
that's like
Randy
that
those ones are funny. I like what is her name? Katie Kaboom. I think those are funny. Slappy Squirrel was fine until she started getting her own thing.
Slappy Squirrel was a hit or miss for me. I do not want to
see the Goodfellas return. I know they will.
I never cared for the Goodfellas.
In the 90s, they exist for the adults in the 90s. I don't think that they're that interesting.
Do you think they'll?
I really don't think they'll track today.
What do you think about if they were going to say, okay, we can't do Goodfellas or Goodfeathers because nobody cares about Godfather anymore, or I guess Goodfellas.
They're gonna do Uncut Gems.
Or I was gonna say, what do you think?
Uncut Wrens.
You think that's it?
Yep.
Or a
I've never even seen Uncut Gems. I assume it's about something involving crime. I know nothing about
all
it.
I remember, isn't that Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
In an A24. You know, after we watched The Vitch, I was like, oh, A24, and I remembered, I liked a Ghost Story. That was A24. And then The Lighthouse
I did see a Ghost Story. Ghost Story's good.
The Lighthouse was A24, and I was like, oh, I like A24 stuff. And then I looked through it, and it's like a ton of movies. It's like a ton of stuff that they did, like Spring Breakers and Uncut Gems and but anyways, what was the show? Breaking Bad.
Real quick, since
you think they're gonna do a Breaking Bad Goodfeathers?
I've been waiting for you to take a breath so I could answer this question for Pete, and he's been waiting very patiently. He asked,
what was your completion goal for Sunshine?
Yeah. My goal was basically get to the end credits. I was going to get it was to get every star that is immediately available and then get to the end. There are like hidden stars and stars for getting like 100 coins in each level. I'm not fucking with any of that, especially the 100 star or the 100 coin one, because it's fucking annoying. There are so few coins. I don't want to deal with it at all.
So my other here's another question. Is Hello Nurse ingrained into Animaniacs that they need to be like, remember this and do a Hello Nurse bit? Or do you think they say, we can't do Hello Nurse in 2020?
I think they'll do Hello Nurse.
But it'll be reversed?
It'll Hello Reverse Nurse.
No, but it'll be like, they'll get chastised for it?
I feel like it'll be something they'll say at the beginning and they'll be like, you can't say that. And then they'll be like, yabba dabba doo dong.
Did you write it? Did you ghostwrite some of the stuff? And are you dropping secret? Are you dropping
I can't answer that.
previews?
Yes.
Yeah, but that would do, dog.
How about just like delivering a stupid fucking joke? Sunshine was hot garbage, Peter, and you know it. You know it was awful. I can't believe that the game with water as a central mechanic is the worst swimming in the entire series. Swimming in Sunshine was awful, and I just realized like how much better it is here. It's so simple and clear.
What else was Animaniacs? I'm trying to think.
Zany to the max.
Not mansplainy.
Not mansplainy. Totally insane-y. I hope well, of course they will. They already started that bit of every episode would have a different twist on the rhyme.
Any show that changes up the
That was lucky.
Opening credits is a win in my book.
I agree.
Time is it? Oh my god. Oh wait, nope. It's only been 45 minutes.
Really?
I mean, really.
I felt like I was doing that swimming thing for goddamn ever.
I feel like we've been talking for a long time. I thought it was. I glanced down and I thought
Well,
it was
you've been talking
145.
for a long time. I've maybe amassed
Hey,
6 minutes.
You like to talk too. Isn't anything different?
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Mm-hmm.
You think so?
I think I stop and let you take over when I feel like you've got something.
I tend to want to get it out. Yeah. The Jurassic Park skit in the first Animaniacs trailer was funny. It hit me more than I thought it would. And it felt Animaniacs-y. But we'll see. It'll probably be fine, like everything else I watch anymore. Cannot be pleased.
That you cannot.
Doesn't make any sense.
Somewhere there is a hidden star. Oh, really? Pro controllers are great. It's the only way I mean, I'm using Joy-Cons because it makes aiming this stupid thing easier. But I do not like Joy-Cons. I find them uncomfortable.
I never really use them. I am surprised at how much I don't use them. Because when you first got it... Oh, is this what you're talking about?
What?
Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. I'm talking to Pete.
I know, and then I just was like, guess who's got something to say?
Hey, you say whatever you need to say, man. Who am I to stop you?
Good friend that I care about.
But yeah, I mean, I have not, outside of games that require the Joy-Con, which is
Taiko no Tatsujin.
Taiko no Tatsujin does not. And when I play by myself, I just use a controller.
You use the Pro Controller?
I use the Pro Controller, and I have the drum, but I haven't used it because I'm not good at it. uh, for a long time, I primarily used the touchscreen for Tycho. That was my preferred way to play. But Pro Controller, I think the Pro Controller is the most comfortable controller of any of them that I've used. I guess I've never held for Xbox One, whatever it is, One, yeah. I've never held the controller for that, but
You can imagine.
I can imagine in my mind's eye. Where is this little goober?
Here I am.
Hmm. B. You waited that long, Pete? Gee whiz.
What about Wiz?
He said he'd been waiting since my birthday weekend to get a Pro controller.
Now he's living the dream.
Now he's living the high life. Controlling like a pro.
Is that what it's about?
Do. There's something in the new Best of the Worst that I laughed at. I don't remember what it was.
What episode?
The newest one?
What are they talking about?
I don't even remember what the movies are.
Oh, okay. Then I can't help you.
Am I supposed to have these guys launch me? Do I have to get this guy to follow me?
You always have to get people to follow you.
I need to get this little monster Goomba guy to... He's like a duck thing. I need to get him to like, follow, and subscribe. Tell his friends. Smash that
Subscribe
like
button.
Ooh, ice power. I transformed into Ice Mario. Shake or press Y to skate. You can walk on water too.
Man, this is so bad, dude. I don't know what I'm doing.
Badass.
Oh no.
Oh, this is temporary. Okay.
I think you turned on. I think you had the game music go through. If you were talking, I didn't hear you. How about that stupid joke?
All right. Well. Ooh, I didn't think I was gonna make it. Oh, this is gonna be annoying. All right, come follow me, you little gremlin. That was less annoying than I thought. Fast foe comet in orbit. Whee. Fast foes in the cyclone stone.
You were saying Bill and Ted Face the Music was good.
I was just saying it every day.
Bill and Ted Face the Music. Hey, Seth, Bill and Ted Face the Music. No, you were saying that you felt that felt relevant, right?
Yeah,
Like that,
I thought
that they didn't just make a. They weren't just like, hey, this is a thing people remember.
Yeah, I mean,
But that didn't
felt like
do any of the stuff we were kind of talking about with Animaniacs.
it was a movie that I felt had something to say. I don't think what it said was necessary is not the right word, but like I don't think it was something that that I was like, you know, fuck. I thought I was out of the way of that. I don't think it's something that needed to be said through via
Text. Ted.
I don't think it was something that needed to be said through Bill and Ted. Not that Bill and Ted couldn't say it, just that nothing justified its existence more than just like it's honestly just Alex Winters and Alex Winters and Keanu Reeves have really good chemistry. It had some fun ideas. I mean, for as far as a Bill and Ted sequel goes, it's fine. Because I have said on multiple occasions, and I will say until my dying breath, Bill and Ted Bogus Journey is the best sequel ever made.
What about Jurassic Park Lost World?
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey is the best sequel ever made. There is no sequel as good as it is, because no sequel that I have ever seen has the courage to like to completely do something new, like completely shit. Can I get out of here? Shit. The first movie is a time travel movie. The second movie gag, but it's not a time travel movie. It does something completely different, brings in completely new characters. It's a way different movie, and it's really just like playing off of the charisma of those two actors and the characters they play.
And that's what sequels should be, is just like, hey, like, how would these characters handle this?
Mm-hmm. And it like, you get movies that are like, okay, the sequel, not like, I mean, I think Winter Soldier is another really good sequel, but it's also a sequel that
I think that's hard because that tells like a story, like,
well, but it's a sequel that is a different type of movie than the first movie. The first one's just kind of like a sort of war superhero movie.
Yeah.
And the second one,
like an espionage.
Son of a bitch. But it's still just kind of like the same thing. But I think Bill and Ted is just the best sequel that you can get, because it just tries something different. And like, arguably Marvel movies in general have kind of been doing that, but Not really. And I mean, if you want to consider Birds of Prey a sequel to Suicide Squad, and then I guess that's also technically, I guess it's a little more of the same done better.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Where it's like, especially all those movies kind of are purposefully more towards the greater storyline. You know what I mean? Like, Winter Soldier is a Captain America sequel, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's just another movie in
the Marvel wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So, I guess here's the thing, and Pete will have things to say about this. Well, two things, because you and I already kind of talked about this thing. So I'm gonna divert to something that I forgot to talk about before, and I really only have a very brief thing to say about it. I'm just kind of curious if you have anything to say. Have you, and I know the answer is no, seen anything about DC's new event that's going on soon?
The Snyder Cut.
No. DC Comics, not the movies.
Maybe. I feel like I read something about DC Comics, and I might have.
They're
going to send something to you.
It's called like DC Future State.
No.
Okay, they're doing this thing called DC Future State that like, it's some kind of event where all their books are going to be taking place like in the future, and like there's new people in the roles of Batman and everything, and it's interesting. But it's one of those things that I was like, this is really interesting. And like, there's I think the new Wonder Woman is like a Brazilian woman. And then there's like there's like an old man Batman, and Superman is like stuck on some like prison world or something. And there's his son is now Superman, and there's a new like younger Batman, and there's like new heroes. And it looks interesting. My thing is just like, I saw that and I was like, oh, this is neat. But all of these characters are going to be forgotten in like 5 minutes.
Yes.
And it's all just going to be like a what if thing. And I wish that was like the real future. I wish comics just, and we've said this before, wish comics just continued to move. It's really frustrating to have like these events where it's like, this is the future. But then it's just like, but
not the future.
5 years in the future, but it's not the future because we're just going to go back to the same things. Everybody wants Bruce Wayne as Batman. And I mean, I don't really have anything to say beyond what we always say. Like, it becomes boring when you know it doesn't mean anything.
Yes.
And so like, I'm interested in the event, and I'm sure like when it happens, I'm not gonna read it, but like, if there's a digital collection for it, I'll probably grab it on the cheap just to read it, because I think it'll be a fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not gonna go anywhere. Like those characters will mostly be forgotten. If any of them come back, like the Wonder Woman, they're probably gonna do what they usually do, where the Wonder Woman's gonna change her name to something else because she can't be Wonder Woman.
Because we need to sell Wonder Woman book.
Because like Marvel did that, and on the opposite end, the one time, like they bring these characters back and then they just like change their name to something else, because like Amadeus Cho was the Hulk, and he was the Hulk for a while, where he was the Hulk, but then they just changed his name and now he's called
Hulkster, Red Hulk,
Gray
Hulk, Blue Hulk. How come we haven't had? Ooh, do you want to write a script about Green Lantern Hulks, where each Hulk has its own color associated with the green or with the Lantern Corps?
Absolutely not. I've never wanted anything less.
But the people want it. I guarantee the people want it.
Speaking of Green Lanterns, the
people want it, Andrew. We'll have Red Hulk. We'll bring him back. People love Red Hulk. We'll have Blue Hulk, compassion. He's like, the secret's that I'm always compassionate. And then Pink Hulk will...
I mean, you're going to survive this bit on your own. I'm not helping.
No, it's good. This is good stuff. This is what the people want. You know it. You're just not talking because you know it eats at your core. You know it.
I don't like that. How am I supposed to steer this fucking thing?
You do know it, though. Why won't you admit it? This is what people want.
But they had like Simon Baz, who was a Muslim Green Lantern. He was supposed to be like the new big Green Lantern. I don't know if he's still around. I have not seen him since the New 52 started. There's a new like female Green Lantern. I think her name's Power Ring, though. But I mean, even like Bendis's Miles Morales stuff, basically wrapped up with him being like, you know, I got to be someone more than Spider-Man. And while in the end, I'm like, I like him as a Spider-Man, I thought the logical conclusion is that he just becomes Spider-Man. In fact, I had kind of said before, I had wished his fuck me. God damn it. I had wished his book
Ill Will.
I had wished his book became the new Amazing Spider-Man series.
Right.
Rather than they just call it Spider-Man and kept Peter's, and they had changed Peter's book to Peter Parker Spider-Man. But they didn't do that because they're cowards.
Yes.
But anyway, his series ended with Bendis's run, kind of with Bendis like saying like, you know, it's his time to evolve, and for the first time I was like, yeah, I actually agree with that. Like, I like him as a legacy character, but I was kind of interested in seeing him like become something more than a Spider-Man. Just because he felt like a character that, because Spider-Man is never going to disappear and he's just going to be another Spider-Man, it'd be interesting to see what he could be. But then they just undo that with the next series, and he's just like, nope, I'm a Spider-Man.
He's not Spider-Man, he's Miles Morales.
But I don't know, all that stuff is just kind of weird. But anyway, back to the point that or this thing I was bringing up in the first place. With the Spider-Man movie, there's rumors that they're going to do like a Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And we were kind of talking about the movies and how like Doctor Strange is apparently going to be in Spider-Man's movie, and his next movie is the Multiverse Madness or whatever.
Yes.
So I guess they're doing a multiverse thing. I think that is a terrible idea. I'm curious what Pete, the Spider fan, I say as if I'm not.
Spider fan of the show.
Spider friend of the show. God, are you fucking kidding me?
Yes. No, actually.
I hate this.
You were saying part of it was cost, and then the major part...
That's with the controller.
I know, I was making a bit. I can't believe you don't think we could make bank by writing a story where there's a yellow Hulk, and he's like all about fear. He's basically Carnage. He's like Venom. It's like
I don't like that I laugh because all that's doing is encouraging you, but I don't think that's funny. Because he's like Carnage was where I realized exactly where you were going with your stupid bit.
What? That's what people want.
That is what people want. I hate it.
I know, but that's
what nothing to do with it. I don't want to humor it
because
I just want to grow old and die.
You don't want the Hulk core, the Hulk Lantern core. People love Batman, Green Lantern.
Catching up on my digital comics and stuff, and I just like I've always kind of known it, but it never bothered me until like a year or so ago, where I was just like, comics are just so cyclical that it gets really old really fast.
Wasn't I
There's
telling
always
you?
Like an event. There's always everything resets back to one. I've been reading Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil run, which is actually quite good, but it's also just kind of cycling the same couple things that always happen. You flash back to his Christian faith and when he first went blind and how he turned away from God, and it's just like,
well, we were talking about how like
stuff.
the rule is that every 7 years you can retell stories.
It's just, well, that old rule applied because the idea was that children grew up and stopped reading comics, so every couple years you could just tell the same story.
But now it's because people like those stories and they don't want to read new things.
Well, it's because fans are becoming creators, and so they're telling the story to read, and I think the worst thing to happen to comics was the
people growing up.
Well, it was there was the comic book boom of the 90s. Yes. Where they became collector's item, and then they created the collector's market, and like variant covers and all that are stupid, but they're whatever.
Yeah.
but because of that, they created the collector's market, which basically forced comics to be sold as a novelty item in novelty shops, or like specifically comic shops, or like, you know, now they're in Barnes and Nobles and stuff, but they've become like a novelty commodity. You can't just like, you can't go into Books A Million and just like pick up a comic. It's like they have like bagged and boarded variant shit that's way more expensive than your average comic, because it's all designed as a collector's market, and it's killing the industry. But the industry only knows that the last time that's how it survived, so it's just doubling down on those efforts.
Yes.
And the comic industry is dying so hard. And honestly, what they need to do is just like
take it out back.
Well, honestly, they need to cut down so many titles, so many events, start selling them in grocery stores again. Have only like each of the big two like have like, you know, you have your Spider-Man book, your Iron Man book, your Captain America book, whoever your big sellers are, they each have one book and only one book. It's designed to maybe have arcs, but not like full going arcs. It's like you pick up a thing and you read it. It needs to be accessible. And then for the older audience, the ones that love that legacy,
just do graphic novels
for this bullshit. Graphic novels. That's where you continue your universe. You keep having your big stupid events, but you put it in a book that has to fucking make some goddamn sense. It's just frustrating because I'm watching this industry that I love die.
Mm-hmm. That works.
Like, comics are not going to survive. They're not. They can't.
I think they can I think...
Not without change.
Well, comics... I guess here's the thing. Comics, I don't think will die. Comic industries, I think, will die. I think webcomics...
Yeah. Well, comics as a medium will never die. You'll always have graphic...
But I mean, like, webcomics, I think, are doing very well. I think it's maybe more on a self-publishing... I think it's hard to have a, like, big comic industry as opposed to... I don't know what corn looks like, by the way.
Looks like beef, but wrong.
Draw beef. Okay, so I'm gonna draw beef.
Draw beef and then screw it up.
But
how about it looks like beef, but wrong?
You're not wrong though. But yeah, I think it's a more self-published area now, or more creator focused, which is good. I like creative focused stuff. Yeah, I don't know. So I was reading something about Justice League Dark, which I liked back when I was still reading DC. And
there's a new Justice League Dark that
helmed by Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and it's interesting.
So here's the thing here.
Speaking of, real quick, sorry.
Nope.
Justice League Dark, since we're talking about this and how obnoxious comics are to read, especially in the digital age, because these are published monthly, and then I pick them up in collections, and I wait for those collections to go on sale. Justice League Dark, in the middle of it, had an event that was a crossover with a woman called The Witching Hour, which was not collected in trade until after the Justice League Dark conclusion to that series was collected. So I read the first volume of Justice League Dark, and then I think it's the second volume is the conclusion that takes place after the Witching Hour, and I had no idea what was going on because they had not collected the Witching Hour yet.
That's stupid.
On the other end, just the main Justice League book had an event that was like a crossover with Aquaman that was collected in Justice League and collected separately in an event book just for that event, and I didn't know that. I thought they were two separate things, so I bought the same fucking story twice because they just sold it in two different ways.
Well, they get you.
But anyway, you were saying.
So you have a better grasp on more mainstream.
I read comics.
Well, yeah. Hey, like I said, I read Mad Men today. But you read more mainstream stuff than I ever did. You were always more in tune with that. So I have some knowledge on these issues, but you're my phone a friend here. I don't necessarily disagree. So I was reading something about the new Justice League Dark and how it was helmed by people were saying it was good. It was helmed by Wonder Woman right now. I think they said the lineup was Wonder Woman and Swamp Thing and
Wonder Woman, Swamp Thing, Zatanna,
Constantine,
Deadman, Detective Chimp, and I forget who else. I think Etrigan is there.
Of course. Justice League Dark is a good team. And I like that
I wish
stuff.
that Guillermo del Toro movie got made.
Guillermo del Toro he can't make movies anymore. They're not going to make money. Which means they're the movies we want to watch. But, somebody was saying that, like, oh, it's helmed by Wonder Woman, which like makes complete sense. And I don't necessarily disagree with that. But I'm trying to figure out where that is.
So the thing is, Justice League Dark, as it stands, I don't remember the original series, but as it stands now, is less
Magic mysticism?
No, I mean it's all magic. And so she's like a magic-based character because she's a god or a goddess.
Yeah. Is that your story? Is that your thought?
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. I mean, sort of.
I guess it feels, I don't know why, and maybe it's just because Wonder Woman is bigger than anything, you know.
I think she's the same size.
Not my dream.
I don't like the pause you gave that.
But no, I don't think I can see the idea that Wonder Woman is a goddess. But is that what Justice League Dark is? Justice League Dark is back alley magic, right?
Yeah, kinda. I mean, the new book, handling magic in general.
Swamp Thing,
it's Justice League magic,
right? But Swamp Thing, Zatanna are on a different beat than Wonder Woman to me. I can see the Wonder Woman idea of why she belongs on the team. And whatever. But it just seems weird to me. She seems a little out of place, and I didn't know how you felt about that. You don't care.
I mean, I see what you're saying, and I kind of thought the same thing. And the book is what it is.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
And I mean, I'm talking about it as someone who hasn't read Justice League Dark since New 52.
Because the New 51, and I mean 52 is what you're talking about. Plus, it is just kind of that's. I mean, the name Dark has a specific connotation that she doesn't really fulfill.
Right. It's just funny to see Etrigan and Wonder
This
Woman
was
on
written
the same.
in Booish. Did you know Boos have their own language?
Yeah.
Don't fib at me.
No.
Pete disappeared, so I don't know if he listened to any of our.
No, he said be
questions.
right back, and then he said back.
I don't know if he listened to any of our questions to him about Spitterman. John P. Spitterman.
I thought he did. That was way earlier than when I think he just didn't want to be a part of it. Maybe that's why he left.
He's not the
"Be right
Spider-Man
back."
fan I believed he was.
Are you calling out Pete's Spider-Man knowledge?
Oh, absolutely.
Pete, who's your favorite? Morbius
Me or Seth?
or Andrew? Would you rather Spider-Man
How do I get
be an actual spider
I think the question
who
was
kills
just,
people.
I think the question was just like, what do you think of the MCU Spider-Man cinematic universe? Since that apparently is the rumor going around, is they're going to bring back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I give up on that. To be Spider-Mans again. Oh, I'm a ghost. I transformed into Boom Mario.
Boomery.
I finished the prompt later, and then we went on you don't start with me.
I do believe that we asked the full.
He just doesn't care. He doesn't listen.
Would you rather a series where Doc Ock takes over Ben Reilly and becomes superior Ben Reilly Spider-Man? Or would you rather a series where Miles Morales becomes a living vampire? First, Andrew.
What? Oh, you're asking me? I don't know. I would rather... I mean, they already did a clone of Doc Ock, and he was a superior... They did Superior
Octopus
2
Man?
issues before they brought it back.
Wait, did
to
they have Superior
Spider-Man.
Octopus Man? Was that a thing?
They did Superior Octopus. It was just
They don't
called
have
Superior,
They don't have
Superior Octopus.
They don't have the
Maybe it was called Superior
cojones.
Doctor Octopus. I think it was called Superior Octopus.
They don't have the cojones to call it Superior Octopus Man.
But yeah, they did that, and then they brought it like they like 2 issues in, renumbered it at number 1 and retitled it Superior Spider-Man and put him back in a Spider-Man costume because it's the spider that sells, and I hate that. There are so many spider books right now.
Yep.
If you were to make a sequel to
Pete's
didn't watch-
Pete's finally answering your question. You're just ignoring it.
I don't know how to feel about it, honestly, because if you look at the history when Spider-Man films decide to go multiple villains and heroes, it becomes super convoluted. The idea of it is entertaining, but I don't know how successful it could be. I think they should just stick to the multiverse being with Miles because that animated film was great. I agree. I also just think the Spider-Man live action movies are getting too big. Because they're justifying being part of like
The
the
overall
Marvel universe and all
yeah.
that crap, but each one has to get like I saw complaining that he always has to have that mentor for each movie since the last 2 had one, and other people being like, oh, we've had enough movies of Spider-Man being on his own. Who cares if he's with someone? And I'm fine with a Spider-Man team up. It's just it feels like a crutch. It's like the flashbacks in Lost, where the first season does it, and then after that, they're just like, we have to keep doing it. We have to give a flashback of Jack's tattoo because we can't have an episode without a flashback. That's our thing. And so it's becoming a crutch, and I don't really know if it has anything to say. I don't know what Doctor Strange would have to give. And he feels like he's starting to feel like a bit character in his own movies. But I'm interested. I don't care about the multiverse though. And I just, honestly, if it were up to me, I would do the next Spider-Man movie completely down to earth. Especially after the ending of the last one. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it.
Hey, that's me.
But you don't care.
I'll watch him eventually.
Then I won't say anything. but the status quo at the end of that movie is interesting, and I'm curious as to where it goes. And from what it sounds like with this multiverse thing, it feels like they're just sidestepping that. Like, it feels like a way to get out of it. But I feel like they're getting too big, and I don't really know what they're doing. And I would love the next movie to be small, like really small. Like Spider-Man takes on the Enforcers.
About
no
the
huge
Wrecking
villains,
Crew.
no big super stupid cyber suit like he keeps getting. Just like down to earth, taking out some criminals, and let's get fucking Fancy Dan in there with his lasso.
What about a Daredevil movie against Polka Dot?
I do love the polka dot. I love me my dumb villains, and I got Mysterio, so at this point,
Aren't we still supposed to get MODOK or something?
MODOK is
Is he already in
I don't
it?
know if he's showing up in a show. He's getting his own show. He's getting like a stop motion animation, like adult comedy.
On Adult Swim?
I think it's on Hulu.
What about Married with Children, but instead of Al Bundy, it's MODOK?
MODOK with children.
You want to write that? Mental organized, designed only for children, for kids. Do you want to write that script?
Absolutely.
If you don't want to write my brilliant money making, free money, Green Lantern or Lantern Corps Hulk. You're so mad that is exactly what would turn us from zeros to heroes.
I would, and I mean, if for the sequel for Miles, I would love to see Kraven the Hunter. I think that's the only way I'm going to get to see Kraven the Hunter is just have like a team of multiverse Kraven the Hunters. Like at this point, you gotta go down the road. That one, like Spider-Verse is the Spider-Verse, so that's like you gotta keep going down that hole. So at this point, just like have him traveling between universes while by like a multiverse team of Kraven the Hunters. I think that is gold. What'd Pete say? And it has been so long since Toby's films, I think a portion of the younger crowd will be lost on him and will be a nostalgia thing for older audience members. Then you could have some confusing bits mixed with a mixed reception of Andrew Garfield's Spider films. I think it would be better if they just said Toby and Tom's Spider-Mans. Well, apparently it's been confirmed, but I don't know how confirmed is anymore. Because it was confirmed that there were talks about bringing those two actors back, and then those were shut down, so I don't fucking know anymore. But I have seen nothing to say that it is untrue that Jamie Foxx is returning as Electro. And I don't know why, because no one liked that Electro. That was the worst thing in that entire movie, and that movie did not have a lot.
Yeah, but now they can make fun of it and be like, "Oh, we're taking advantage of it."
Taking the piss.
Yeah.
But apparently it's confirmed that he's doing that, so
Nice.
I mean, I guess. Like, I'm interested in it. I'm interested in the multiverse show. I'm interested in the WandaVision show and the multiverse movie. I'm interested in the WandaVision show.
I'm interested in the WandaVision show.
And I'm interested in Captain America and Winter Soldier, or Falcon and Winter Soldier, Winter Soldier and Falcon, whatever the hell it's called.
Winter Falcon.
I'm interested in that. Like, I'm interested in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm just not as interested as ever because I feel like it hasn't really done a lot.
Because you also hate it.
I also hate it.
That's totally fair too.
I mean, I thought Endgame was a fun movie. I don't think Endgame is that great. I don't think there's like a lot to it. I think it's a little basic.
You think it's a basic bitch?
Endgame and
Why would you allow that? It's stupid.
exactly. You just answered your own question. I just think the Marvel movies are getting like I never thought everyone was always saying that superhero fatigue is coming.
Yeah, I said that like 12 years ago.
I know, but I never thought it was going to hit for me. But it did.
That's because you're not a hipster like. Why watch?
And I'm just kind of like,
Why watch Doctor Strange and Spider-Man 3 with Electro and the Spider-Verse? And you can watch a real film of the theater, like The Lighthouse.
And I will say the Marvel movies have been doing
gangbusters.
Fuck. I will say the Marvel movies have been doing they've been changing it up a bit as far as superhero movies go, but not enough to really keep them super interesting to me. And I think they're becoming bloated. They're becoming so heavily, they're just like the comics where there's just like so much crap. And everything's connected in a way that like nothing feels like it.
Hey, we're gonna watch the horrible Snyder cut, right?
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait. That thing looks like a fucking mess.
Okay, good.
Every new announcement for it, I'm like, oh, I can't wait.
We're gonna watch it. We're gonna talk about it on the channel.
That I'm legitimately excited for it, not because fucking bonkers.
Everything about it looks terrible.
Everything about it looks like the worst. The trailer looks like.
Then they just had that thing with like Henry Cavill come out, and he's like, "I don't want to be any part of this."
Oh, really?
And wasn't he like, "Edit me out of the whole thing"?
I don't know about that.
I heard that.
They just keep making announcements for it, and I'm just like, this is like fucking bonkers. Everything about it is.
Henry Cavill says he is not doing. He is not shooting anything new for the Snyder Cut. Maybe that was just like a thing.
I just.
Not shooting anything additional. No, it's all stuff that has been already done. Obviously, I don't know how things are going to evolve and change and adapt depending on now a different length of movie and whatever may happen in post-production. Whatever lessons may be learned from what is it 4 years since Justice League came out. 4 years worth of fan reaction for me. Now I'm just watching the party.
I mean, I can't wait. It looks like a goddamn mess.
It's gonna be terrible.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be like so insane.
It's exactly what we want.
It's probably gonna be boring because Batman v Superman was like boring fucking nonsense.
Are you saying there doesn't need to be a like 8-hour DC like Justice League movie?
Like, how about it's gonna be like cut into like 4 parts and thrown on HBO Max? And it's a thing that exists because fanboys are just like really never exist. So they have to like everyone's like all the fanboys are like, the Snyder Cut existed. You guys are stupid.
Stop withholding it from me.
But like with all like if you have to refilm this much shit and bring back this many actors,
it's a different movie.
It's a different movie.
Zack Snyder's probably loving it though.
Press plus actually. Better. Okie dokie.
Okie dokie Literature Club. Hey,
did you see the Snyder Cut has Jared Leto Joker, but Martha Andrew needed the motherly bond. Are you gonna watch Batman v Superman for this, or are you just gonna?
I'm going in cold, dude. I'm not watching Batman vs Superman. I don't care.
That's probably the way it needs to be.
I'm pumped.
I mean, I am legitimately excited. I am down for insane.
You are
like,
down to
narcissistic
clown
bullshit. Like this is. I feel like this is going to be like The Captains if William Shatner wasn't on screen. Like just congratulating, wanking off. It's fucking bonkers. I can't believe it exists. I can't believe they're making it.
People want it.
I don't know which would be more baffling. If it really existed
and they didn't have to reshoot?
or if it's I guess it is the fact that like the most baffling thing is the fact that like there was enough fucking outcry for it to happen that they're like dumping all this money into putting it onto a HBO streaming service and like bringing back all these actors and throwing in all this extra bullshit. I own Justice League. I don't know why.
Because you love it.
I mean, that's the I bought it for like $5 on Black Friday, where I was just like, it had some like fun things. I don't know when I'll ever watch it again, but like I remember enjoying parts of it. It's a bad movie, but it's like a bad movie in the way that like it's a movie that should know better than what it is. Especially since it was like corrected by the guy that made Avengers. It is a movie that like if this was the first big superhero crossover movie, it'd be amazing. Because it does just enough. Like, it's not great. The plot doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's like, look at all these characters together. But the fact that this is a movie that came out after Avengers, decade after Avengers, and Avengers sequel, and Avengers other sequel, and all these other movies, like, it should know better. It's like, it is like a fucking Icarus of a movie. But I also like, I don't know, I don't like the DC movies in general. I thought Birds of Prey was fine. I think Suicide Squad is bafflingly bad. Like it is like worth sitting down and watching it bad. It is just like weird that it exists in the form that it does. I've never seen a movie so poorly put together. People I know. I have a coworker who loved it and hated Birds of Prey. I thought Birds of Prey was fine, but are you drawing MODOK?
Yeah.
I thought Birds of Prey was fine.
Drawing married with mental organism designed only for children.
Mental organism?
Mental organisms designed only for the children.
Well, this is fucking bullshit. I hate this. What am I doing?
I don't know.
How am I supposed to do this?
You figured it out.
I'm doing this stupid race,
and
it is so hard.
It's hard.
Well, I'm never gonna catch up. I hate you. I don't know why you're like this.
I'm drawing terrible crap for 20 years. That's why. You keep promoting me on it.
How do I do that? I hate this. This is fucking frustrating. Why are races in games? Why do people keep making races?
Because people like Gran Turismo.
Fuck this. Fuck. God damn it. Does anyone like look at this and go like, yeah, this is gonna be fun?
Yes.
This is what the kids are looking for. A fucking bullshit race in their platformer where you gotta like click and drag. This is awful.
You're awful. I don't like this MODOK. Redraw him.
Just let me retry the race. Oh, I guess it is going to let me retry the race. Sure, let's race whatever. I do like his little like stupid helmet with his arms poking out the sides. That's good. That's some good shit right there.
Modoc is one of the best designs ever conceived.
I'm talking about this this Boo. He's dressed like a goober.
Oh, he has like a racing helmet on.
Yeah, but his arms are like sticking out the sides of it.
How about? I thought you were talking about Modoc.
All right, game, I get it. I'm in second place.
I can't believe I'm still drawn. Usually I
Oh
call
my
it by
god,
now.
fuck this! Are you fucking kidding me? I was going to win that race.
No, you weren't.
God damn it. Did you say no you weren't?
Yeah, he said no, you.
I hate this.
You really think you're gonna win that race? That was the one?
I hate this so much. Can't I just kill this fucker?
Oh.
One more. Boom. Extra life. Oh boy, this sucks.
Just remember that sucks, not you.
Oh, yeah, it's not my fault. Why do they keep putting this bullshit in games? Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Grab the fucking thing. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck this. Pete, are you seeing this bullshit?
Is it Kirby's Dream
How
Course
quickly do I
bullshit?
have to fucking do this thing? You have to be like goddamn perfect. That was about as flawless as I could get.
Oh, you can do better. I know you.
I hate this. I hate this. I hate me.
No.
I hate this
Stop it.
Boo and his stupid hat.
Stop it! Thanks for stopping it, by the way.
I just don't want to get yelled at.
That's fair. That counts.
That's how the justice system works.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Pete.
What's Pete saying?
I hate Pete now. He said be better, Andrew.
I mean, that's fair. The fact that you don't think that's fair says wonders.
I can't be better. I'm the best I could be.
Be worse.
No!
Yes. Hey, Andrew.
What?
Scream.
Scream.
Love it.
There, I did better. I won.
See? Pete and I believed in
Shaved
you.
off 5 seconds.
Pete and I believed in you so much. So much.
Yahoo! Beware the Bouldergeist.
Is it a big rock ghost?
Probably. Boo-doop, boo-doop, boo-doop. Boo-doop, boo-doop, boo-doop.
I think you switched your mic to the game again. If you're talking, I can't hear you. Is that a good joke? Or should
Great joke.
should I retire it?
Nope, it's perfect. Oh, shoot.
What?
I thought I'm good. I don't like the ghost levels in these games. They're not like...
Is it because they have the
bad.
most?
It's because they're always like designed more to be like weird little like stupid puzzle things than just
Platforming?
Platforming. Like I remember the 64 one being obnoxious, weird winding. Like it wasn't like, it's probably not as massive as I remember. It's definitely not as massive, but I just remember it was like unnecessarily complicated, and it was less about like platforming or anything, and it was more about getting fucked.
Cool.
Come at me, bro.
No.
Okay. No, I left some. Pete, do you still pick up your comics? Like once every 6 years?
Well, he doesn't want to see the history die.
Once a month? It's like you don't even care about comics. No, I since COVID, I don't always go in every week. I also don't pick up as much as I used to.
I was like, where? I need you so that I can stay in business. He called me looking for you.
That makes sense. I was talking to Pete.
Oh.
He said he only picks up Amazing Spider. I pick up Amazing Spider, Power Rangers, which is now about to be 2 titles, the Power Rangers miniseries, Strange Adventures, and that's it. Oh, and Archie. But Archie hasn't... Since the pandemic, I think only 1 issue is...
What a hack.
Oh, come on. Have you been reading your stuff or just picking it up?
What's the best thing Pete's reading?
He's only picking up Amazing Spider-Man.
Is that the best thing he's reading?
I don't know. He's not answering me because he's not my real friend. I don't even know what to guess.
I do.
When was the last time you read something? Dan Slott's run? When I get behind in reading, it becomes really hard to catch back up. Like I just keep putting it off because there's just more and more. So I made a point recently to make sure I was caught up on everything, and I dropped a bunch of stuff because I realized like that was the stuff I kept putting off. I'd only really read Spider-Man and Power Rangers as they came out, and like Batman. Well, Batman I also stopped caring about after Tom King's run ended. But like Batman and Superman and stuff, I kept putting those off. So I was just like, I guess I'm done reading. I was so excited to actually like have a super book that I enjoyed reading, and then
didn't make enough money.
No, just Bendis's stuff is Bendis's stuff. It's all the same. He writes like a lot of text, a lot of dialogue. I don't, but it's just a lot to read, and he loves his events and tying his books together. So like, I was only reading his event, action comics and his Superman, but it started tying into like Legion of Superheroes and Wonder Twins and a couple other things, and then he has like events going on that were stuff, and I was just that's the same reason like I hated reading his event. Just like stop every event shit, which is also just part of a book, but like Bendis just does that all the time. Like he'll cross over his books, so you have to pick up both series in order to know what the fuck's going on.
Comic book publishers love him.
I hope he's not done.
He's still talking?
It was a bit after reading the Spider-Verse event, so I'm almost 2 years behind. So, yeah, you haven't even finished Dan Slott's run. And I think Spider-Man is bi-monthly still. I know it was during Slott's stuff.
That's like...
That's a lot of books, bud. That's like a long box worth of books. Plus the recent series has like tie-in issues where like every issue is like, you know, issue 50 and then issue 50 point something for the tie-in for that event, which I really honestly wish they would just number it another issue. It's not even like it's like a fill-in writer or anything. It's the same writer, it's the same story. You may as well just put it all in one damn thing, because if you don't read, like I read one of them out of order because they came out on the same day, and I was a little confused for a second before I realized. But that's a lot of stuff. When you sit down to read it and have a solid amount, you'll be a withered old man with no time left to read books, and your eyes won't work. It'll be like that Twilight Zone episode. So you didn't read like the clone conspiracy or any of that stuff? You're just like right after Spider-Verse? Well, fuck. Damn it. I thought I'd grab both of them like I did last time.
Man, people are really getting their non-money's worth today.
What, because you're drawing 2 drawings?
No, I've drawn 2 drawings before, but I'm drawing 2 drawings in 2 hours.
Pete's really getting his non-money's worth. And normally he'd just like hold on to these episodes until like 2 years later and just watch them all together.
Right? That's what we've been saying for years.
Fuck. Oh, come on.
Talking about Eileen?
So bad I basically keep thinking I need to go all the way back to Spider-Verse. I've been wanting to reread Dan Slott's run from the beginning, specifically because I've been wanting to reread Superior.
Did you ever finish reading
Come on.
Grant Morrison's Batman?
Fuck you. What?
Did you ever finish reading Grant Morrison's Batman?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Proud of you.
Thanks, buddy.
I know you wanted to reread that like 8 years ago.
Oh, did I ever finish rereading it?
Yeah. You wanted to like start all the way from the beginning.
No. I've been wanting to. It's on my list of
things you'll never get to.
I've been wanting to reread.
Things you'll never get to.
I wanted to reread Parker. I wanted to reread that. I've been wanting to reread Why the Last Man.
What about What the Last Man?
When the Last Girl
Who the Last
Watches.
Yeah.
I tried rereading Watchmen and I made it almost to the end, and then I just kind of like lost steam. I don't know what it was. I was just kind of like, I've read all this and I don't really care. Part of it was I also just like, I was under my typical time constraints So I was kind of like, I didn't want to read any of the backup stuff. So I just kind of was like burning through it, and it was just, I just was like, eh. I've been rereading League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and it's dense, so it just kind of like takes a commitment to read. I can't just like read it before bed.
Yeah.
But when I have time to like actually sit and pay attention, I'm just like, I have time to like watch Kamen Rider or play a game or something.
Play a game, okay. Oh, you mean a video?
Yeah, I don't have friends. Pete won't come visit me to play board games, so he'll never get to play BattleCon with me. Damn it.
60 characters.
There are so many characters.
The Top Hat Wolf was cool.
Yeah, it's like a 2-character thing. He's actually like a token, not a full character. But it's like him and then his like his like twin sister, but he's a werewolf and she's not. I love fighting games where you just have like random characters. One of them's like a stick man. He's just a stick man from he's from space or something.
What about
like
a Velociraptor or a race car? Level 99 puts out good stuff.
Level 99 puts out great stuff.
You
like,
backed, or
I wasn't going to get BattleCon because I was like, Exceed does what BattleCon, like Exceed is the easier to play BattleCon. Fuck.
Were you gonna get Sakura arms?
Probably. Although I don't think they made that. I think they're just
just republishing it. Yeah, I mean it's been out in Japan for a long time. One of the podcasts I listen to, one of the co-hosts really loves it.
I'm interested in it. I love me a good fighting card game. In level 99, if they're publishing it, I have to believe it's good stuff.
Great stuff.
And I mean, I like BattleCon, but I think BattleCon is the chunkier version. Like Exceed is the streamlined BattleCon. They're different games, but they're made by the same guy, and they use like the same words, the same. It's basically BattleCon streamlined, and using third-party properties.
Not all of them. A lot of them came from BattleCon, I thought.
I don't think anyone came from BattleCon, but Exceed Season 1 was that Red Horizon, whatever, which is some other board game that Level 99 doesn't do. The second season was that Seventh Cross, which
Level
is
99 doesn't do.
Which is the game that Level 99. I do not want to do that boss with the Daredevil comment. That's gonna fucking suck. Oh, let's do it. And then they did Shovel Knight, Street Fighter, Blaze Blue, and then there are like a bunch of third-party, like one-off characters, which Shovel Knight originally was before they made him a whole thing. This is gonna suck. Oh, come on. I swear to God, if he reforms, I'm gonna lose my shit. But yeah, Pixel Tactics was good. I didn't really love Pixel Tactics, but it's good. I have something else of theirs. The only one I don't like is the one you love.
Millennium Blades.
Millennium Blades.
Great.
Which, there's nothing wrong with Millennium Blades.
It's just not a game for you.
It's just not a game made for me. And he just punched his own ghost, so that's cool. I've got more Exceed coming, and I've got Bullet coming at some point. I think Bullet's supposed to be here by Christmas, but...
Why not?
Fuck!
There you go. Modoc with children.
Oh, come on! Damn it, son of a bitch! You fucking kidding me? I don't know if you can let go of those once you grab them. I should have tried that.
Now you can look at my Modoc with children.
Oh, I see it. I've been looking. I've been looking while you're cooking. Fuck.
Like this nice gray rainy day here. All right. I think I am going to call it here.
All right.
I might come back. I think Kirsten's working and reading and stuff today, so I'm gonna take these headphones off and just kind of get out of this chair. So, are you still playing? You still gonna keep going?
Well, I'm gonna at least try and beat this boss. I don't have much time left.
Oh yeah, you have to work. Okay, well yeah, if you want to keep watching Andrew, then you should head on over to our Twitch channel. As always, that link is down below. You can find that with all our other social media stuff, and that's just in the description. If you like this, tell a friend. Check out the links, hit the buttons, smash like, subscribe bell, all that stuff. I need to touch base with Colin, but probably do something tomorrow. Either way, I just don't know what. Tuesday, playing Alien Isolation as always. Wednesday, game night with Can't Stop. And then,
Fuck.
We'll do something this weekend, Andrew, Friday and Saturday, and try and find some spooky stuff. Maybe Colin's available to do Friday the 13th again. And
Brad had an idea of a way for me to
play Phantasmagoria.
Yeah.
Are you going to run a PC emulator?
Well, he said there might be a way to, like, stream his PC.
Well, either way, we're going to try and figure something out. We'll do something for Halloween, I guess. No reason not to. But as always, if you hit the links and follow us on social media.
Free Saturday, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
I have to work. Yeah, I was hoping I wouldn't have to.
Either way, Friday night we will do something, and then I don't know what will happen Saturday. Maybe I'll try and not beat Alien, but maybe I'll try Vampire or something. Either way, if you follow the links and hit the bells and all that stuff, you will certainly be made aware of what we're up to. So, as always, thanks for watching. You got two little cool things today. You got a lot of drawing today, as much as I couldn't draw for like the first hour. So, yeah. Have a good rest of the day, and I will catch you